Oh my gosh, how does it look even bigger?
This is our pantry. And even though it's the walk-in pantry, it's the tiniest walk-in pantry.
The shelves are falling apart. We can't even have coffee makers in here, and it's an efficient use of storage.
So what we have to do is take this tiny pantry and get maximum storage out of it. Let's do this. We have Halloween stuff in here. We have Christmas stuff in here.
Well, I just bought this.
Do you have unopened boxes? Why do we have unopened boxes in here? So what is your dream for this pantry? Like, what are your must-haves?
I want cabinet space, drawers. I want an actual countertop with outlets where we can plug in the coffee maker, the mixer, and I want intentional shelves and storage space above here.
I don't know either, sweetie. I'll build a new one, okay? Okay. Look at that bead of caulking. That's all they used. And they used all of it. This looks like so much bigger now. Now that we have a blank slate, let's go build some cabinets. We figured out that the best use of space, both getting in and out of the stuff, is gonna be actually drawers. They're gonna be nice and long, like over 3 feet wide, 10-ish, I don't know what I'm saying, deep. I actually think we can make this super cheap too.
Sub 300 bucks.
1 sheet of 3/4 inch maple ply. We need 2 cabinet carcasses out of this. Break down our track saw and do our final dimensions on the table saw. Why? Because that's how you get precision. These might be the narrowest cabinets I have ever built. 14.5 inches deep, and they're gonna be like 3 feet wide. Am I the only one that wipes excess wood glue underneath their table? Everything goes there. Boogers, wood glue, all of it. Oh, don't act like you don't pick your nose. First carcass is done. Everything turned out great. Cabinet carcass number 2. Carcass looking so nice, you gotta name it twice or build it twice. I don't know. I done messed up, Aaron.
You done messed up, Aaron!
Because there's gonna be 2 giant drawers, we need a divider part down the middle. So technically that means I am going to need to build some face frames. I didn't want to build them, the face frames. Boy, do they make a cabinet look damn good. The drawers, I like to make them out of 1/2 inch material, not 3/4 inch, just to make them a little bit lighter. They're already gonna load up a bunch of weight anyway. So 3/4 inch maple, not 3/4, 1/2 inch. Don't even believe my own words. Let's start cutting. I need more room. I need 1 more sheet of 1/2 inch plywood. Be right back. I think I'm officially done with the dado stack blade, and I don't want to touch it for a few months. Now let's throw in some pocket holes and assemble these drawers. Wrong side, dummy. We got a drawer. That's pretty exciting. We did this. Well, I did, not you. You did nothing. I did. I don't know how many edge banding projects I've done, numerous amounts, and I've never actually bought the official tool, like the little quicker cutter-upper. But I finally decided to invest the 12 bucks and get one. So we got our edge band, we're gonna iron it on, cut it with my brand new, super expensive, super fancy cutter, and then sand it down, and we should be good to install these drawers. Oh, I should have bought this a while ago versus using a utility knife. That is so slick. How does this happen? I built this thing 1 inch shorter. How? Blows. Because it's off an inch, I still have my 1/2 inch plywood left, so what I'll do, I'll put just spacers on each side. It'll do. Let's move on to the drawer faces. Okay, It's official. There's no way I'm breaking 300 bucks to build this cabinet. I'm already at 450 bucks. So over budget as per usual, and I didn't even paint this thing yet. Let's start throwing this thing on the router to build the cabinet front faces. Cabinet front faces? No, the drawer front faces. That's what we're building. Tongue and groove coming right up. So these are the cabinets.
I like them.
Yeah.
I like that they're drawers.
You have an opportunity to actually stain these or paint them. So it kind of can either flow the same, or if you wanted to create a whole unique taste. Do you like how I'm giving her the
So many options.
design advice? Typically the rule of thumb is, but...
I feel like you already have a vision. What is it? Are you thinking stain?
No, I think stain and then a completely different backsplash.
You know, I actually haven't thought about it, so do you have to stain it now? Why did you just tell me now?
Surprise!
You need to give me like at least 8 hours.
Well, in the next scene, you'll be surprised what we do. Oh. I hate installing faces. The moment has come, in case you've been wondering, painting, staining, which one are we doing? Well, the verdict's in. We're staining. Folks, I'm excited about the staining because it's gonna make my life so much easier. Color, fruitwood. You know it. There's only 2 colors that we do around here that's approved. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. What the heck? That's not taking a stain. Why is that doing that? Oh, you know what I think that is? That is the sticker that I didn't get off. I don't know whose wild idea was to start spraying clear coat in 30-degree winter. Water. Oh, man. We hit a water line. And my stud finder told me that there's a stud there, but it must have punctured it. And you're supposed to put, between the studs, you're supposed to put the freaking metal plate. All right, let's rip this thing open and see what we can repair. Golly, that must be the very first time I ever ruptured a water line. We crossed that one off the bucket list. We got the repair, and I created a little video out of it, so go check it out. And when water lines go through studs like they right here, they usually put plates over there, steel galvanized plates, so you can't put a screw through it. But there's nothing you can do when it goes vertical, so it's just luck of the draw, I guess. Let's go back to putting this cabinet in. Yep, that's definitely a stud. Is it leaking?
No, I don't think so. Look at this. I mean, this is just a minefield of water lines. And so I just punctured my first one there, and then here's my second one. I go from never rupturing a water line to now rupturing 2 in one day. There has to be a freaking prize for this.
Folks, what a wild night last night. Punctured a second hole. More water came out. I've never done this before, so I was definitely overdue, and I get to do it twice. And that means I'm not gonna puncture a hole, knock on wood, for a very long time. But here we are. It caused me to replace my drywall because enough water made a leak, so it was all rotten out. So I threw it out, put drywall in, got the cabinet in, and boy, am I happy. Because we want a lot of our utilities here, we're gonna throw in, and by we, I mean I'm gonna throw in an outlet here, an outlet there, and then 2 more here. That way we can have stationary stuff, it's plugged in, and I'm gonna keep it a little bit lower, that way they'll be concealed and looking beautiful. I should wear safety goggles for this. Putting in 4 outlets, you know, it'd be smart if I actually got a laser level to make sure it goes straight. Oh, Bubba, this is gonna be picture perfect. Yes! Oh, thank you, thank you. All right, so this is gonna be our power source. The hot line's gonna feed all of these 4. Now I am gonna, for this one, the first one, put in a GFCI. That way, if anything spills, it just interrupts it here and keeps everybody safe. We got power. Let's see if this GFCI works. It works. Gosh, does it feel good when you accomplish something like electrical and you don't kill yourself. Forgot, very important safety thing. I gotta put a galvanized plate over everywhere where the cable is running through so that nobody punctures through the cable. The only way I remember that is because of the water line.
I'm planning out the storage for the top here. We are gonna do 2 floating shelves here. And I think for the top, we're gonna add cabinets completely around. Oh, and did you notice the shirt? This is the Mr. Build a Day of the Dead style. I'm a big fan of it. The link will be in the description below. Go grab you one and help me pay for this pantry remodel because Lord knows it's not cheap. There's moments in life you have to find things to celebrate, and folks, I am celebrating how tight these fits are. Obviously, these walls are not straight. They're a 1/4 inch apart each way and they flare out both ways. So to have a really tight fit like this, I'm really proud of myself.
It's time to wrap these suckers. I decided to opt with 1/2 inch plywood instead of 3/4 inch because we don't need more strength than that. This stuff used to be held up with 3/4 MDF. Line the sucker in and then just brad nail it in place. The trick here is gonna be to make sure these seams are nice and tight because if they're way off, it's not gonna look pretty at all, and any kind of filler that we use is going to crack. That's a really good seam right there. All that's left now is to wrap them, and I took the liberty to use the old dong in here and pre-wrap them with edge band veneer. That way I don't have to do it when they're already installed. Woo-hoo-hoo, they look so good. All right, I'm gonna throw in the last 2 pieces and I'll start wood filling and sanding them to their final look. Here are the upper cabinet carcasses. All I'm gonna do now is throw on the face frames on it, just the same way we did at the lower cabinets, and we'll be ready to work on the doors. It'd be helpful if I had a battery, huh? Battery would be helpful. Well, the temporary mock-up looks good. Let's take it apart and go install it, huh? Tight space. Oh my goodness, how beautiful is that, huh? Oh, and the secret to the success here is get yourself a little cut-off pieces to be the risers. I can't tell you how nervous I am drilling into this wall right now. You know, not terrible. Here's the stitch for the cabinet doors. And I've only done this once before. If you saw the upper cabinets that I did when we remodeled our kitchen. I want to make it glass kind of feel, but glass is kind of hard to find to the exact dimensions that you need. So we went with plexiglass, and we're gonna do it again because it came out really cool. Now this one is not smoked like the last one is, and it's because I couldn't find it. But we'll cut these out, do stiles and rails like we typically do. By the way, $34, just this little piece. Wild. One of my favorite things when it comes to doing any kind of carpentry work is anytime I get to use the joiner, and it's these like locking tongue and groove joints. I mean, they don't get more perfect than that. It's such a satisfying feeling. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna glue the U first and then paint prime tomorrow and then attach the last piece and it will be perfect. And the reason I know it's perfect because we did that with the upper cabinets in the kitchen. So been there, done that, and it was fine. Let's cut some plexiglass. It all smells plastic. I don't know if I should be breathing this stuff. That's not the right cut. That might be it, but what was I thinking? It's one clear piece of glass. That's kind of nice, huh? All right, now that I got all my dry fits in, before we start priming them and painting them and installing them, I still need to go stain those shelves. I'm really hoping that the stain, this is birch and that's poplar, I'm really hoping that the stain gets close enough it's the same stain, but it's 2 different wood species. So guys, life happens, and though you can't control it, what you can do is be ready for it. That's where the GenDome Home 3000 comes in. The GenDome Home is a smart portable power station for the home. Though the traditional gas power generators are a great solution for power outages or off-grid events, they're loud and have a large amount of carbon monoxide output that is dangerous to bring into your home to breathe in order to power your appliances. With 3,000 watt max output, electric vehicle grade battery, and a highly sophisticated battery management system, the large capacity GenDome Home 3000 makes it perfect for powering up 99% of the appliances in your home. The GenDome Home 3000 will meet all of your needs with 17 output ports, 5 15, 30 amp AC outlets, 2 USB-C ports, 2 12 DC ports, 4 USB-A ports, 1 12 volt, 360 watt RV port, and 2 wireless chargers. The GenDome Home has super fast charging where it charges up to 80% in under an hour. And fully charged with solar in just 2.5 hours. The premium battery management system offers 8 different protective mechanisms to guarantee the life expectancy and longevity of the GenHome 3000. In addition, the Gen OS system, a cloud-based BMS, keeps real-time monitoring and analysis to further optimize battery efficiency over the long term. And for added bonuses in my house, when my power goes out, I have an external generator switch wired in so I can activate my office, my internet router, my living room, and my kitchen light, and that will kick in my GenHome 3000. Be ready for whatever life throws at you. Click my link down in the description below to save on your personal GenHome 3000. Now, let's get back into this pantry. This is a miracle. I'm really happy how it's looking. This is gonna dry. I'm gonna give it a clear coat in case you're like, why are you throwing all this stain all over the wall? Relax, it's all gonna get painted, number 1. Number 2, there's gonna be tile here. And number 3, I'm gonna put shiplap right there because who doesn't like some vertical shiplap? You know, I just realized something. I don't think I've ever installed shiplap actually horizontally, the way I think originally the trend started happening. And then when a trend starts shifting, like they always do, to vertical, I feel like the 5 times that I've done shiplap, maybe 4, has always been requested by Mrs. M to be vertical. Wow, that looks so good. It's funny how just a little bit of texture, like shiplap, will definitely change space. And what's even more funnier is that this is wasted texture because all the cereal boxes and groceries is what's gonna cover all that texture. Story of my life. All right, let's figure out this whole countertop situation. So I've only done laminate for mica countertops once. And if you follow this channel long enough, it's the laundry room makeover that we did. Go check it out, fantastic video. And working with Formica laminate countertops, it's super easy. It's basically crafts. The only problem that I'm experiencing is that in this pantry, my walls are not straight. I mean, they're flaring out both ways. So it'll be 1/4 of an inch off on one side of the countertop and 1/2 an inch off on the other side. Or no, that's backwards. It'll be 1/4 here and 0 there. That's basically where we're at. Math is hard. So I'm gonna have to do my best job, try to measure essentially from every single corner that I can figure out to accommodate any kind of variation. I mean, how hard could it be, right? Very, very hard. I'm already starting to get excited about potentially working on the next project that has maybe a little bit more wiggle room inside of it. Oh my God. Thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. That just goes to show, half of the time is showing up, but the other time is just believing it'll work out. You're gorgeous. So I just picked up the laminate countertops, the Formica, if you will, from Home Depot. It was about $100 for this 4x8 sheet. Here's the only problem. I need like 3 more inches and I could make one giant piece out of it, but that's not how things usually go, is it? No, so we're gonna have to do a little slice and dice and a little creative. There will be a seam, I just have to figure out how to create the most minimal seam. In the meantime, the only way to safely cut it is when a track saw. It's just too flimsy to put on the table saw.
let's install the laminate countertop. We got our pieces. I've done this before. The best method is to do the edges first. We have our contact cement. Surprisingly kind of hard to find nowadays. I don't know why. And also very expensive. $49? I mean, come on, I'm not even gonna need that much. And then a nylon roller. They usually sell it in the same aisle. The idea is roll it onto the piece. It goes on creamy, milky, and then it dries after 20, 30 minutes and becomes tacky. At that point, we can actually glue it on like a sticker and it'll hold in place. Let's have fun. All right, I got most of the glue off. Everything's pretty slick. That's actually kind of the easy part. Now, I gotta figure out how to cut a hole in here. Why, you should ask? So I bought this kit on Amazon to drop in little trash chute for like coffee grounds and stuff like that. And it comes in a multiple kit here. So the hole would be that, and then this would be the sleeve that would sit. And so I have a little bit of flange. So the router might be the trick. So what the real woodworking pros would do in this situation is they would create a template, a guide, and then use a router with a bit, with the wheel that go around it to actually cut it out perfectly. Clearly we're not those people because we're done. So I'm gonna just try to freehand it and see how that turns out. Is that the same feeling of winning a Super Bowl? Possibly, and I get to experience it, and I'm gonna sit in and enjoy. It's tile time. This is the most unique backsplash we have ever done in the history on this channel. I think this is the perfect space for it. Because it has a pattern to it, and this is the focal point, I think the smartest answer will be to match up the centers here and then work our way out. Therefore, if we need to do a cutoff piece, which we almost always do, they'll be in the ends and it won't be an eyesore. The only thing I'm not looking forward is cutting a bunch of outlets to fit the tile. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's get to work. That's not good when the first cut goes like that. I don't like porcelain tile. Or maybe it's ceramic, I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't like this. All right, we're not screwing around anymore. I just bought a brand new blade for cutting the tile on the angle grinder. I got a brand new tile cutter. This is the smallest amount of tile I've ever had to do on a project, and yet it's giving me the most amount of headaches. Not today, sir, not today. I don't know what to do. So after I just had good news to say that I finally figured out how to do it, and that's the 5th tile piece. So my buddy Hussein, who's a tile guy, he said what they do is it helps if you have a variable grinder, but a sponge, just have somebody hold a wet sponge so it's always a wet cut. And clearly there's a fracture there. I got no other options but to keep trying, I guess. I don't know, we'll run out of tile.
One eternity later.
Please don't break. Today, the hardest thing I've ever done was trying to cut out these outlets on this large slate tile. Drilling corner holes first, carefully with a wet bit, and then wet cutting the remainders off. It's not the prettiest, the outlet will still go in, but by golly, this is the hardest thing ever. It worked, and I never want to do this ever. Like, I'll probably end up doing it again. And that piece, ladies and gentlemen, took me well over an hour to make. Enough yapping. I'm gonna get to work. Ladies and gentlemen, we've overcame our giants. It's grout time. These lines are crisp. I love it. Okay, what do we got next? Painting and priming really is the only thing. This is already primed. We need to prime the raw cabinets on top. If you don't, it will suck in all that paint and it has potential to chip over the time. So, shoot some primer. I've actually never sprayed it with a can. Usually I do it with a big sprayer, but I don't have a lot of it here because I only need just the face frames on the bottom. So, let's save you a little bit of time because I know you guys want to see what this thing looks like. And oh my goodness, oh my gracious, look how fast that was. Let's talk about the paint. For cabinets, I like to use an alkyd or an emerald. The missus said this is called iron ore. Actually, I had to tell me how to spell ore. O-R-E. You got it loaded up through my HVLP sprayer. This is the fine finishing spray, so it doesn't spray too much of it. It's nice, fine, nice controlled. Let's just have a good time. Mostly because I want to be done already. But let me finish this off, and I'll show you guys the bigger reveal. All right, let's talk about the price breakdown for this pantry remodel. The cabinets were $970. That comes out to about $240 per cabinet, so not that bad. The countertops were $276. That's where we saved our money. The shelves were $100. The electrical was $110. For all the shiplap, it was $50. The tile and all the supplies for the tiles was $330. The drywall, the paint, and all the other miscellaneous things like tape was $110, making this grand total $1,946.
So here's what I love about this pantry. We were able to fit everything in here and more. Obviously these are empty because there's so much more storage space. I love that we have drawers here that I can hide the kids' snacks. I love that we have counter space here. We're able to keep everything on the counter and our coffee stuff right here. Plus we have all this extra storage up top where I can store stuff. I'm so excited to get this thing done.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more home renovation stuff, make sure you click this video right over here.